Hi, this is Kendall Boyson, professional life and recovery coach, and you're listening to Encouragementology, the practice of instilling hope. You are listening to Encouragementology, and we are talking about making the best out of what feels like the worst. I'm sure this catches you as no surprise, but in times like this, you're going to have to dig deep. When negativity is all around you and emotions are high, you might have to pull away from the pack and blaze a new trail. Fill your space with positive energy, whether in your house, over virtual calls, or through your social media feeds. Don't take on the responsibility of rallying the majority. Set a new example and encourage others to follow. In this show, we are talking more about getting than giving. I know, strange, right? But we're talking about getting over it, getting on with a new attitude, getting creative, getting out of your comfort zone, and not giving up. So let's get real. Are you struggling to maintain a positive attitude in the middle of what feels like an impossible situation? Do you feel like you are in a B-level rendition of the movie Groundhog Day? I get it. One of my favorite things to do is to talk about what I have coming up on my schedule. I was one to really pack it full. Coffee catch-ups, brainstorming sessions, support groups, dinner with friends, live music, you name it. I love having a full and rich schedule. In comes screaming halt, and I'm lost as what to be excited about. Hey, what are you up to today? Oh, yeah, same thing as yesterday. I'm sure it's dawned on you by now that you are going to have to dig deep, to shake it up a bit, or change your vantage point to gain a new perspective so you can carry on in a positive way. Yep, as always, you are in charge of making things different. So many times we forget the control is in our power and we wait around for something new to happen to us. Like that's going to be a magical knock on the door with the itinerary to our amazing new day. Turn the music back up. The knock is not coming. Even though there are plenty of restrictions currently in place, it's still up to you to adjust your own schedule and attitude to make the best out of what seems like the worst. Want some fun and creative ideas and a little different perspective? Yeah, me too. That's why I've done the research for you and mixed in a little of my own MIDY. Make it different yourself. Of course, before we can just step over these feelings and move on, we need to explore the why so that we can understand the how. There's going to be some times when things look bleak. Maybe you lost your job, you got into an accident, or your partner files for divorce. No matter what happens in your life, there are ways to make the best out of any bad situation. Joseph Wilner gives us some insight on You Have a Calling. Time and time again, people make it through life's disasters with a renewed and refreshed spirit to grow and flourish. Just like a brush fire, problems combust in our lives, causing extensive damage, but these fires also have beneficial effects. Just as many plant species rely on the effects of the fire for growth, we too can adapt to life's circumstances and become more resilient and proactive. Every situation offers a learning opportunity and an outlet to become better in the long run. There are many examples of people making it through dark times and coming out lighter and more complete than ever before. The difference between those who crumble under the weight of the world and those who persevere is an enduring hope, faith, and resilience to make the most out of the worst situations. Sometimes we must pay a price to reach a greater point, so make the most out of the tuition you pay to life. Face the brutal truth and then get creative. Creative problem solving involves thinking outside the box and breaking away from fixed mental states. For instance, How many ways can a concrete brick be used? What comes to mind? Maybe used to build something, break a window, totally not suggesting that, or line your garden are a few options. But there are actually unlimited uses if we think creatively. What about using it to work out with, or as a paperweight, or painting it for home decor? If there is a problem, accept it. Get creative and work to find a solution. When we've hit rock bottom, it can seem that all is lost. But there is nothing more motivating than relieving emotional pain. People will do whatever it takes to change their situation and avoid pain. Instead of masking the pain, why not be productive and do something about it? Learn to recognize pain as a signal that can trigger needed change in your life. If I'm emotionally distraught at my job, this can be an important signal to start problem solving and uncovering what can be done to change my situation. What can you learn from your pain? When else has your pain shown up, providing the exact catalyst you needed to move towards better things? Remember that pain has something to offer. Don't spend your life afraid of pain, but instead use it as motivation to make a change and alter the course of your life. We've all had moments when we were disappointed in ourselves and didn't feel proud about something we did. If you're like most people, these memories probably stick out quite vividly. We can't let these moments define who we are as people. We may have caused pain to others, lost a valuable opportunity, or were dishonest and lived an inauthentic life. Regardless of what may be causing us to feel guilty, we have to learn to channel this emotion in a productive and empowering way. Guilt and shame can be healthy emotions if they teach us about our limitations and lead us to accept that there is a better way to live. Unhealthy guilt and shame says, I'm a mistake. Healthy guilt and shame says, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes. So work toward a perspective where you can, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. Find the silver lining. Look at the glasses half full. No matter what your cliche. Describe the importance of a positive and optimistic outlook. You can find value in any situation. There is something to be gained and learned from every encounter, interaction, and circumstances we're a part of. It takes a serious shift in focus to begin looking for opportunity within tragedy. Though this is exactly what can save someone's livelihood and hope for the future. All in all, resilience is something that can be learned and developed as we learn more about our natural capacity to overcome life's hurdles. It takes self-confidence to know when we can weather the storm, self-discipline to make the needed change, and wisdom to find value and learn from the experience. Remember, sheltering in place and the challenges of a pandemic may not be the only thing you're struggling with. Life changed and in many cases became more complicated in the middle of what you were already dealing with. Sorting out those feelings may come with a new set of instructions. Maybe the relationship with your spouse or partner was already on shaky footing, and you were negotiating more time apart versus unlimited time together. Maybe you were in the process of looking for a new career or changing jobs. Maybe you were already dealing with a health scare and trying to come to terms with a new course of treatment. Perhaps you were just getting started with what just might have been the most perfect relationship. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Let's hope so. My point is, we are all dealing with something, and the layers might be plentiful. It's always a good time to be aware of those around you and what they might be dealing with. For so many, it's not as simple as staying home, getting a little time out of the office, and finally using your kitchen. So before you lash out in frustration with a lack of understanding, not that any of you would do that, rise above and be open to a different perspective. Sympathy is much easier than empathy. This is when it's appropriate to take some time and explore the what ifs, the part of someone's story that isn't visible on the surface, and aspects they may not be comfortable sharing with the world. Remember, bad things happen both personally and professionally. Relationships end. Significant others get sick and die. Promotions are given to someone else. Clients leave. Companies go through rounds of layoffs. In the face of these setbacks, some people seem to fall apart, while others find ways to move forward and continue to get things done. In the face of this uncertainty, how can you become or remain resilient? Here are some secrets of people who stay happy in the worst circumstances from Art Markman for Fast Company. First, bear in mind that resilience does not mean ignoring the negative feelings that comes along with a tough time. Significant personal or professional losses will lead to feelings of sadness and disappointment. It's natural to grieve about these losses, and it's important to give yourself some time and space to do so. You are not obliged to go through all 5 stages of grief, but you shouldn't feel guilty if you do experience sadness or anger before you come to accept what has happened. Second, people seem to have a happiness set point. Generally speaking, in the weeks and months after a significant positive or negative life event, you tend to return to roughly the level of happiness you had before the event. That doesn't mean that events can't have a long-term influence on how happy you are. Just that the best predictor of how happy you will be in several months after a big positive or negative event is how happy you were before. Third, there are times when negative feelings are the best way forward from a negative event. In particular, stress and anxiety are the natural reaction to a threat in the environment. If there really is a calamity out there that you're trying to ward off, anxiety might be the right response. One thing that happens when you're anxious is that you tend to ruminate over the cause of the anxiety. Rumination is a repeated cycle of thoughts. You know the one, the hamster wheel to nowhere. You want to get off, but you just keep going round and round and round with your thoughts. However, if there is a potential threat, then thinking it through carefully may allow you to develop a plan to move forward, and that will help you handle the situation. It may not be enjoyable to experience this level of stress, but it still may be useful. That said, there are several things that you can do to help cope with the bad times. Are you ready for those? Settle in. Understand what you can control and what you can't. The first is to be clear about the factors that are under your control. Quite a bit of research shows that when times are bad, people are more resilient when they focus on things they can do to move forward rather than focusing on the ways that circumstances have conspired to put them in a bind. Focus on actions you can take that will make your situation better. As you engage in those actions, you'll find that you'll feel better about your work and will also be more productive. Problem solving can be fun with a friend. Jump on a call or a video chat, and instead of crabbing about the obvious fact that life as we know it has changed, make a pact to move forward and start brainstorming things you can do, like make home life more manageable or a more productive home office. Fun things to share with the family. Heck, even a new recipe you can share to switch it up. Surround yourself with people even if you don't feel like it. Next, engage with other people. When you're sad or stressed, you often don't want to be around other people. But there are several advantages to social engagement. When you talk about what is making you sad or anxious, you often find that other people have had similar experiences that they want to share. Sadness can make you feel as though you're the only one in this unique situation. So knowing you're not the only one going through something can be really valuable. In addition, social connection is motivating and can help you focus on tasks that need to be done. Just because you're isolating doesn't mean you have to isolate your feelings. When you do this, you tend to exaggerate everything. That's what happens when the hamster wheel picks up speed. Hello, molehill, meet mountain. Get these feelings out and verbally express them to another person. Remember, ask permission before unleashing. There is a way to share in a mutually beneficial way. One way is by limiting the woe is us talk track and swiftly turning it to new and creative ideas that you can both try. Look for an easy win. When you experience a loss in one aspect of your life, it can make you focus on the negative across all the facets of your existence. That is not a good time to embark on a long project that may not succeed. Instead, find something in your work life that you can complete quickly and successfully. That way, you can remind yourself that a significant setback is not a sign that you're cursed. Win-win. Maybe it's a new hobby, a skill, or a process suggestion for your department. Something you can own and feel proud of. Downtime is a great chance to take a step back and look at the way you've always done it, to find room for improvement that may not only help you out, but could have a positive impact for your company. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Finally, go out of your way to give a positive interpretation of the actions of others. When you think negative thoughts about other people, you can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your negative thoughts will influence the interpretation you give to their actions. That can cause you to interact with anger or mistrust. They will notice your attitude and treat you accordingly. When you interpret the actions of other people positively, you're more likely to create good interactions with others. Hey, don't take anything personally. And as we've already mentioned, people all around you are dealing with their own stuff. Some people are really capable of managing stress and acting appropriately, and there are many more that aren't. Did you ever think that they may be lashing out as a result of some challenge in their life that isn't going well? Frustration can bubble up in all facets of our lives and in our relationships with others. Take a step back, breathe, and give them the benefit of a doubt. A free pass. So many are trying to be flexible and adjust while attempting to survive and thrive. As you make adjustments for everyone in your world, including family, friends, and clients, remember, you're going through this too. You are going to have bad days where the snooze is a little too close for productivity. Forgive yourself for a few reactions instead of actions. Need a daily pep talk to remind yourself of the importance of keeping going, figuring it out, and moving forward? Yeah, I think we all do. How about a daily call, video, or meme exchange with a good friend, or better yet, your accountability partner? I have a morning exchange with one of mine. We love ridiculous animal videos or memes. And more importantly, we love to add our own narration or justification to the content. That's really the most fun. It's a way to take what could have been a stressful start of the day and make it joyful. Who doesn't want to start the day with a good belly laugh? Maybe a morning podcast pick-me-up might do the trick. Can't find the other half of that glass so early in the morning? Rely on someone who wakes up that way. There are endless inspiring podcasts and 77 more episodes of this one. Use search terms to find areas of interest and then try out a few. You don't have to follow, download, or commit to anyone. Just see what fits your mood. There are many things, large and small, we don't have control over, but there are ways to make peace with even the worst turn of events. The most important element in salvaging the bad is our mindset and attitude. If we can shift those areas to work for us, we can always make life better. Here are 10 very important reminders to motivate you on your challenging days from Lolly Daskell, President and CEO of Lead From Within. Number 1, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. This quote sums up our capacity to learn how strong we are. When it feels like your limits are being tested, keep pushing forward because momentum is everything. As long as you keep moving forward, even with baby steps, nothing can keep you down. Isn't that the truth? You can refuse to move and stay stuck in your misery and uncertainty, and before you know it, a ridiculous amount of time has passed, and guess what? You're still in the thick of it because you haven't taken a single step forward. What can you do today to put your feet in the right direction? Number 2. Not getting what you want is sometimes a wonderful stroke of luck. The best way to deal with not getting what you want is to focus on what you have instead. The important thing is to stay positive and to ward off the negative feelings or thoughts. It's no fun to feel you've lost out, but the long-range perspective may show you something positive that came out of that experience. A great exercise to clear the clouds is to follow every negative with a positive. Even if it seems syrupy, sweet, and over the top, it will help condition you into looking for the bright side first. Number 3, struggle is a natural part of life. Part of developing is experiencing unexpected challenges and struggles. People lose their jobs, businesses go under, leaderships get challenged. It's never easy, but it may help to remember that struggle gives us an opportunity to grow stronger and better. Every time we solve a problem and get over a hurdle, we're growing. How exciting! You will never cease to evolve as long as you're alive. Isn't that a hopeful outlook? Number 4, challenges give us a chance to learn. The faster you accept that we all fail and that our challenges are here to teach us something, the faster you overcome a stuck issue. The trick is to make sure you're open to the learning. When you keep searching for the why in an impossible situation, you waste time and energy that could be spent on the how to move forward. Number 5, what other people think isn't important. What is important is how you feel about yourself. You can't be everything to everyone, and no matter what you do, there will always be someone who thinks differently. And that should be okay. What's important is what you think and feel about yourself. That doesn't mean we all don't want to be accepted and liked, but not at the expense of changing who you are and living a life that is not authentically you. Don't change yourself to fit in. Change your surroundings to be a perfect fit. We have to experience what is, not what we've expected it to be. That's number 6. A difficult reality is more useful to us than living in bitterness and resentment over things that didn't happen. Stay grounded in the present truth of your life. Remember, this isn't all of it. Opportunities will be all around you. Don't get clouded by the ones you missed, but keep your eyes peeled for the ones yet to come. Number 7, the truth is, tough times never last, but tough people do. Concentrate on what you want and don't let the challenges get you down. Be focused, be clear, and don't let anything distract you from what you want. Everyone gets knocked down, but not everyone stays down. She stood in the middle of the storm, and when the wind didn't blow her away, she adjusted her sails. Remember my favorite quote? Take it to heart. You will weather the storm when you look to take charge of the clear skies. Number 8, surround yourself with people who make you feel good. There's nothing more valuable than people who make you feel good. Every time you subtract negativity from your life, you make room for positivity, especially on the very bad days. Make sure you let go of negative people and surround yourself with those who believe in you and bring out the best in you. Not only people who make you feel good, but people who nurture your soul, who are honest, who genuinely care about you, and one who are honestly interested in the forward movement of your life. We can all find someone to blow smoke and give our egos a boost, but now is when you want to look for the ones who will strengthen your foundation. Number 9, you never know how strong you really are until you have no choice. You always have a choice, no matter what. There are always at least 2 options. If you want to change something, you have to find a way out. You can view that challenge as an invitation to see how strong you are, or you can view it as a way to learn how easily you give in or give up. The choice is yours, and it will always be available to you. It's true. When push comes to shove, you can see what you're really made of. But let's not wait until your back is against the wall. Make your choice now. I will never give up or give in. Instead, I will take a minute to evaluate all my options and make a decision that's always in my best interest. I'm making this commitment to myself because I deserve it and more. Number 10. Remember, bad days will come and go, but good days are here to stay. Life is not easy, and if you think it is, you will be constantly disappointed. The bad days will come when we have a choice to turn them into good days by knowing that achieving anything worthwhile takes constant effort. Align what you do with your passion and purpose, and even the worst day isn't so bad. Well, tell that to a professional mother or father working from home as they homeschool their 3 young children while trying to keep their cabinets full and their laundry baskets empty. Oh, and the sanity of all parties balanced. I'm empathizing with you right now. For me, I'm empty nested, down to 1 pet who keeps me active, and already working a job from home for the last 6 years. Sounds like a dream, huh? Well, even the best situation can be challenged when your routine is turned upside down. I'm tired of my own cooking. I long to see my friends, hug my adult children, and be free to travel outside of my rural oasis. So, to get out of my own head and away from my own woe is me celebration, I'm going to give you some tips that I have collected over the many years of keeping your sanity while working at home. It's easy to think, what a gift. Now I get to do my dishes, clean my house, be available for a few errands, and get all my work done. But adopting this idea means you have to clean your house, do your dishes, run the errands, and get your work done. Your work at home attitude needs to be, hey, I can sleep a tiny bit extra. I'm saving on gas and eating out, and if and only if I forget to get dressed from the waist down, it's no big deal. Other than that, it should be business as usual. You need to get up and establish a work day routine, or you run the risk of overload and overwhelm. Since you won't be meeting coworkers at your favorite lunch spot, take this time to tidy up around the house or prep for dinner. If the time is used wisely, this could be a delightful addition to your schedule. Set work barriers and boundaries with your family so they clearly understand the new routine. When I'm at my desk, I'm working. Just because I'm on the internet does not mean I'm surfing and have time to watch a cool video you found. Regardless of the proximity of my desk to the kitchen, I cannot make you a snack. A phone call and a Zoom meeting are the same thing, but one of them could catch you in your underwear in the background. Anytime you hear me talking or listening intently, unless you're bleeding or on fire, don't interrupt. I need bandwidth to do my job, so a company meeting will trump the next level of your game. If you don't have a home office that is designated as a space, get creative and make one. Partition it off as much as you can. Try creating a screen for a room divider. Create notes that can be posted on the perimeter to communicate what you're doing and what you need. Most importantly, breathe and realize this too shall pass. Everyone is going through this one way or another, so I'm sure you have a coworker who is struggling to keep it together on their end too. Feel free to share these tips with your team. One of the most powerful realizations that can change your life is becoming aware of the power you have to choose. Many people get overwhelmed and frustrated in their lives because they see only the roadblocks and circumstances that prevent them from doing what they want to do, and they feel powerless to change them. As a result, their lives often feel behind and out of control. In What Happy People Do, Don Baker talks about the link between happiness and the power of choice. He suggests that a key distinction between happy and unhappy is that unhappy people often perceive that they don't have many choices when it comes to circumstances in their lives. When they perceive they don't have choices, they feel frustrated and lose hope. On the other hand, people who see their lives as a series of choices feel in control of their lives and their destiny. The idea that we have ultimate control and freedom to choose may not seem realistic when we look at our lives today. It's important to remember that every change, no matter how big or small, happens through a series of small steps. Achieving the goals you have for your life is about the small choices you make on a daily basis. It's those daily choices that add up to create your life. To help you feel less overwhelmed, here are some choices that can help you feel more in control. In an article by Victoria Joanna Bailey that I found for Best Health magazine. Choose to go to bed 1 hour earlier. Getting more sleep boosts your immunity, slows the aging process, and decreases levels of stress hormones. It has also been shown to help you with weight loss. Beyond the health benefits, though, sleep is critical to how we function physically, mentally, and emotionally. Ideally, you should aim for 7 to 8 hours per night and 6 hours minimum. You can start with just 1 extra hour per night. Doesn't that sound great? You'll feel more relaxed, focused, and in control. Choose just 5 minutes of stillness. Our minds work overtime. We're overstimulated with technology, constant access, and hectic schedules. We're always thinking, worrying, or planning. Most of us are under the impression that we need large amounts of time to be able to relax and recharge, and we underestimate the power of just a few minutes of stillness and silence every day. Just 5 minutes a day has been shown to improve health, mood, and overall well-being. Get outside, find somewhere in the shade, or pick some weeds. It's a great way to decompress. Choose to be grateful. Gratitude is an important quality to cultivate in your daily life. When we appreciate what we already have, it allows more goodness to flow to us. We also focus less on what is going wrong, what we haven't done yet, and what we still have left to do. It connects us to the present moment and allows us to see our lives from a more positive perspective. Choose to be healthy over perfect. Follow strict diets or an all-or-nothing approach can set you up for feelings of failure and lack of control. Each meal or snack is an opportunity to make a different and healthier choice. Rather than trying to control your lifestyle and diet for the next several weeks or months, just focus on the next eating opportunity. Always remember that each time you eat, you can make a different choice. Choose to forgive yourself when you slip up. Whether it's eating something you regret or not going to the gym, forgetting to do something or not doing it at all, or doing it as you hoped. Just forgiveness is the key to feeling in control. Forgiveness allows you to move past whatever went wrong and choose to try again. When you fail to forgive yourself, you end up focusing on the problem, and as a result, feel stuck and powerless to change. You can't change the past, but you can choose to move forward. Choose to get right back on track. Closely linked to forgiveness is the choice to get back on track. Once you've decided to forgive yourself, don't allow too much time to pass before you get right back to working on your goals. By doing so, you maintain momentum and take immediate control over the experience. If you wait, you're choosing to allow other things to get in your way. The more time passes, the harder it becomes, and the more it may seem that life is taking over again. Of course, right now, as we are just stuck in our own thoughts, it's a great time to brainstorm. Write down your ideas. Even if you can't execute them, it's a great time for strategy. Choose to ask for help. One of the fastest ways to achieve what you want, whether it's weight loss, career, or personal goals, is to realize you can't and shouldn't do it alone. By delegating some of your responsibilities, duties, and errands, you create the time you need to work on your goals. Ask for help. I know it's hard, but once you do it, you may be surprised by the amount of support that's available to you. If you've been struggling to do it on your own, ask yourself if you're willing to make a different choice and ask for help. Choose to say no. The ability to say yes or no in a given situation is often more a matter of perception than reality. Most of the time, we're afraid to say no because of our own expectations, beliefs, or fears about what others might think about us. We must make time for ourselves, our priorities, and our goals. Otherwise, in our fear of letting others down, we can often let ourselves down. Only when you are at your best can you give your best to others. As you begin to see your life as a series of small choices, you begin to see the power you have over your experience. It's important to remember that while you cannot control what happens to you, you always have control over your response. In this context, you reclaim control over your life and fully embrace your personal power. I hope you've been able to pick up some wonderful strategies that you might be able to use to make the best out of what seems like the worst. If you want to share encouragementology with a friend who needs to know they are not alone in this journey of self-discovery, you can visit encouragementology.com or anywhere you stream your content to receive this episode and all others. Follow us on Facebook for additional encouragement throughout the week. So I challenge you, instead of burying your head in the sand to weather the storm, challenge it head on with the power you possess. The power to react with control, to adjust with creativity, and to thrive with ingenuity. I know you can do it. Thank you for listening to Encouragementology with Kendall Boyson, where we find positive ways to handle some of life's challenges.
I stumbled through until the path was clear. That's when I found you and how I wound up here. All I needed was a rock that I could lean on. All you needed was some wind beneath your wings. We might be seeing things from different points of view.